So here we go then. These are I found another one of those. So here we go with these 5. Basically what we've got here is the boss, who is a war prophet. The bells. 2 stigmatic nuns, right? Shortly I'll show you images of what these look like in the law, okay, before moving on. And then these 2 are my favourites. These are ecclesiastic prisoners, all right? So these poor sods, they have this whacking great big helmet on. He's partially in stocks and they have bombs strapped to their backs. And then you've got a wire coming off. And as you can see, I've added a wire. This is just thin fuse wire. These are living bombs. In this case, running bomb. You go across the battlefield when you're where the person wants you to be to cause the destruction. Your bomb is ignited. So these are going to be great fun as well. And as you'll see from the images, which I'll be posting up in just a sec, good paint challenges. So the war prophet, a charismatic leader and powerful fighter of the pilgrim group. They are driven by visions of Armageddon, and their preaching and prophecies drive the pilgrimage from one battlefield to the next, as they seek to thwart the forces of Satan and find martyrdom in combat. The ecclesiastic prisoners, bound in chains, their minds consumed by a desperate resolve, prisoners surge forward, driven by the hope that their sacrificial charge will somehow cleanse their tarnished souls. And the bomb that they've got on their back is a martyrdom device. A prisoner strapped with a martyrdom device can trigger it at any point during their activation. Okay, I've read that all wrong then. I thought that they were blindly being pointed in the right direction and somebody else would send it off. Okay, all right, they are martyrs. And then we got the Stigmatic nuns. Blessed with stigmata and unshakable faith, these swordmaster nuns are the vanguard of any assault by the holy armies. And they can be equipped with any melee weapons, armour or equipment from the Trench Pilgrim armoury. The only ranged weapons that nuns can be equipped with are pistols, automatic pistols and war crosses. Okay, so the 2 figures that are in armour just got a coat of grey primer, and with this nun I've just started with my darkest metallic, and I've just gone up to the brightest. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to put a wash of Null oil on, a little bit of dry brushing, because blood is going to be the main feature on the nuns. So yeah, got to do that, and also pick out her little rear thing. For the war prophet, I've done the same thing, but in the official artwork, her armour is very rusty, so I'm going to be tackling that next. Normally on living creatures, I do the skin first, but the only visible bit of skin that she's got is her face, so I'm actually doing that last. All right, so yeah, I've got to start rusting her up. And then the other figures, because they're flesh, over the grey primer I put white primer. So this is flayed one flesh, and then highlighted with pallid witch flesh. All right, because I want them very pale. I mean, they're not the healthiest of chaps, are they? Although this one seems to be sprinting. So they're going to get a fleshy wash in a minute. And then with the nearly nude nun, I've given her a coat of a new paint that I've never done before. I used before, opal skin, which is a nice pinky flesh, most of which of course is going to be covered up with the claret as well. Okay, moving quite rapidly forward now. Just using speed paints, keeping his loincloth quite nondescript and plain. Decided to go green for the bomb. Yeah, all the strapping, like the belts and the strapping and everything, is a new friend of mine, which I like very much, by Vallejo. It's their speed paint, Battle Dress Brown. Yeah, heartily recommend that. So there it is there. All right, I've just got to highlight the helmet thing. I think I might rust it up. I've got to do the wooden paneling and of course the chains and the gadget on the back. This nun, what I've done with her is I've put on Agrak's Earthshade, which has tinted her a bit of a brown colour, and I'm happy with that. Done her loincloth as well. I don't know if I'm going to be putting any of the Villainy inks enamel wash over her, because I'm quite happy with the dark tone that she is already. But that's if that's going to happen, that'll be tomorrow, because you have to wait at least 24 hours for paints to dry before putting the enamel wash on. Yeah, just having a play around. I've got to look into this. I think they're wooden. That wooden cross is wooden, if you see what I mean. And I've got to look into this. Are these speakers or what? I've got to decide what is wood and what is metal. What is going on there? All right. Still I'm in an iron about whether I should actually try and paint a face or an image on that parchment. Yeah. And then the rude girl. She's all highlighted up through the silvers. I've just got to pick out some of the that crucifix there on her belt is going to be gold, but I think the rest can stay as they are. She's definitely going to be getting an enamel wash to tone all that skin tone down. All right, and that will be tomorrow. All right, so I'll come back then. Okay, this is where I am this morning. This Stigmatic nun is ready for blood to be applied, and then she's done. The prophet, I'm almost there, doing some scribbles on that parchment that she's holding up. And oh boy, I've had numerous attempts at painting things on the panels. All right, you might actually be able to see there's multiple layers of paint on that now. And they just look rubbish. So what I've done is I've attempted it, but then I've just like destroyed it and mottled over the top. So these did have Christian iconography on them, but they've just worn away over time, and she's going to be blood splattered for sure. All right, but she's nearly done. I've just got to finish all the bells and that on the back, finish the cross off. But she and that nun aren't going to have the enamel wash, the Villainy ink enamel wash. I think they look dark enough as they are. All right, these, however, do, and I'm sure once I've put on the wash, this will darken this all right down and give me the grim dark Trench Crusade look that I'm after. So that fella's going to have it. That fella's going to have it. And she's going to have it. And I'm deliberately not putting the blood on first. I want the blood to actually be, you know, a real standout thing, particularly on her. And I want it nice and vibrant where his hands are in the stocks. All right. So these three are going to have a coat of Villainy ink on them. Wait 20 minutes and dab it off. I'll come back with them done and her done, and then we'll be ready for goring them up. Okay, with the Villainy ink enamel wash applied and dabbed off, that's darkened things down just how I wanted them to be. So this is very good. That's one. That's t'other. And then, of course, didn't do anything with her, but I did with her. She's not as pink anymore, which is exactly what I was after. All right, so now the bit I've been looking forward to. Let's have a bloody good time. All right, so this figure has got the least blood. I've put it all the way around his manacles, on his arms and his legs, and I've blooded up his feet. All right, now this type of blood, the brightest blood you might have seen I've used before, is True Blood from Army Painter. All right, excuse me. And then, yeah, I've duplicated the artwork in that, yeah, his wrists are gone, aren't they? All right, poor chap. I've used two bloods here for this nun. On her blade, she has the True Blood, but on her armour, I've used Dry Blood, which is a darker blood with bits in it. I figure, yeah, she's got fresh blood on her blade, but this is caked on blood that she's had for a while. All right, and then lastly, we've got this one. Okay, that's all True Blood. Okay, and again, I've kind of like copied the artwork. Now I've put True Blood on her weapons, but I'm next going to, before I come back at the end, I'm going to use something I've only used once so far, Dirty Down Gore, which is the very stringy clear red, and I'm going to have that hanging off of her weapon, and also the War Prophet, who is not here at the moment, but she'll return for the final bit. All right, so that's them finished. This fella here, I've already shown you. This fella here, I've already shown you. This one here, yeah, I didn't do any more. I was thinking of putting some of the Dirty Down Gore on, but in the end decided not to. I certainly did with this one, and it is great stuff. It is this goopy, messy stuff, which is quite strong once dry. I don't think any of that is going to ping off. So that's her done. All right, and yeah, the most I've put on is for the most striking of the figures, that nun. All right, so these are great fun. I've enjoyed doing these. They are a tad small. I'm still not entirely convinced these are the right scale. They could be a little bit bigger, but been great fun doing this. And like I say, with all of them, each time I do it, I'm gaining more experience with these new products. So that's a good thing.